What's up, people? Okay, here we go again because we have another juicy news when it comes to a specific short seller who actually short sold AMC. This is Anchorage Capital. And today they announced that they are returning $7.5 billion to clients because their hedge fund flagship, it's not making money anymore. Actually, they're kind of shutting down, if you see what I mean. Do you know what I'm seeing here? If you don't, please bear with me just a second, all right? Follow along, all right? So sharing the news. Anchorage Capital returns $7.4 billion to clients as it shutters flagship hedge fund, all right? The fund position, the credit fund Anchorage Capital Partners, is suspending client ability to get their money back at it is wound down. The New York firm told clients in a letter of 15 December that was viewed by the Wall Street Journal. What is today's date? What is today's date? December 15. 15 décembre. December 15, all right? Anchorage Capital is one of the biggest hedge fund investors in distressed debt, and they are closing the flagship fund after 18 years and returning the $7.4 billion to clients. Anchorage didn't give a date by which clients will receive all of the money back from the fund, which holds sizable positions in companies including Hollywood movie studio, MGM Holdings, including seller J.Crew Group. People, I don't know if you see what I'm seeing here. All right. First of all, to make this accurate, because people might say I'm putting this out of thin air. This is Fintel. All right. Institutional ownership of AMC stock. Yeah, this is getting interesting by the minute. Anchorage Capital Group on November 15, they filed a 13F that, they were closing puts. All right. They had puts on AMC. Put is an option that you take when you are betting on the share price of an asset to go down. All right. So here is the total disclosing. On August and on November, they had 213F filing where, they was disclosing, put on Class A common shares. All right. So they were shorting AMC stock through put options. Now that they are returning the money, it's because, as I mentioned with you and I shared with you later today, we have another hedge fund, Tyrone, which is actually shutting down as well. $2.8 billion hedge fund shutting down because they made short selling bets and it didn't work out. Ça n'a pas marché. Ça les a mis dans des soucis. By that I mean, it put them into trouble and they had no issue. They had no option, no choice but to close the entire thing. And look at what they're telling investors. Growing passive money flows, all right? Market leverage. So they were overextended. Things we have been saying here for the last 12 months almost. And retail investor participation. Retail investors, like people like you and I, constantly buying the dip and going against the short seller. This is the exact reason why they are losing money and they are getting out. AMC included. All right. So here's the thing, folks. Such with Evergrande, happening. The thing is, today markets are globalized. You can't just say that, it's only happening in China. It's only happening in Asia. I don't care. No, because these guys are manufacturing products. All right. This kind of reminds me of 2008. How come something happening in the US, all right, had so much ramifications into the other countries in the world and end up having a global crisis? I mean, people lost their jobs, people lost their homes in the US, but also internationally. Why? Because markets are globalized. Finance, it's like a big village. C'est un gros village. It's like a big, big market where everybody kind of holds everybody's shit. Yep. That's why this is just the beginning. I'm suspecting of the consequences of not only Evergrande happening, but also the retail investors, apes, people like you and I, getting into the markets and buying the dips, and saying, no, enough is enough. We have enough of this thing, getting run over every single time. But this time around, we are not going away. We are not selling. So Tyburn is not the only hedge fund that I shared with you in my previous video. Lansdowne Partners is another big hedge fund who is also closing their short selling activities, and they are going long. They are shifting puts. They are shifting strategies. Do you think it's a coincidence? No, it is not a coincidence. So what I'm expecting from this is to see much more other hedge funds that are actually getting to follow this track, all right? Because if one starts to fall, that's the domino effect we are kind of waiting on to happen, all right? That's the domino effect we want to start seeing for our attendees to start reaping, all right? So get your knives and your forks ready, people, because we're about to get paid and we're about to eat big. So I'm out. Oh, man.